What's up, you beautiful people? Welcome to another episode. I want to talk about reading because reading has been, I think, the single most powerful activity in my life for so many reasons. And it's a shame that recent articles that I've seen, this was probably about 2 years ago that I saw this article that said the average American reads one book after the age of 18. One book for like the rest of their life. That's it. Like that is crazy. And there's a good portion of those people who don't read any books, period. And that's a shame because I think reading for me has been the single most impactful activity for so many reasons. And I want to share what some of those reasons are so that maybe if you're on the fence about picking up books, you're not seeing the value in it. Maybe this talks you into actually picking up a book because I think this is a definitive advantage in the current marketplace if you're an entrepreneur and you're not reading books. Because as Charlie Munger, the great legendary business partner of Warren Buffett, once said, he said, "I have known no wise men who do not read and read a lot." Like there's a correlation between how much one reads and how much wisdom that they have. Now, here's why I think that is because reading is the antidote to everything bad about the internet. Right? Like everybody complains about how the internet is cheap dopamine. Social media is killing everybody's ability to focus, to concentrate. It makes everybody distractible. It's just lighting up our brains constantly. So we have the memory of a goldfish, right? Reading is the antidote to all of that because reading forces you to go slow. And it forces you to concentrate for an extended period of time. And so you can imagine for somebody like me who I have severe ADHD, and this was such a problem for me all throughout my younger years and into my 20s. One of the things that really helped me was that I had built a reading habit since I was a child. And I shudder to think of like how much more scatterbrained I would have been if I hadn't actually developed that skill. But the compounding interest and positive impact of reading didn't really start to catch up in my life until I was about 30 years old. And then I started to see like, holy crap, like once I was able to understand some of the biological hurdles that my ADHD was posing inside my life and like kind of change the environment that I was operating within. Once I made those tweaks and I stacked the reading habit on top of that, it was like, now you look at me and probably most people think that I have like insane focus or the ability to concentrate for extended, like really deep, long periods of time. Because I do, like I can outfocus anybody at this point if I want to, because I know how to, and I've built the muscle, and the muscle came through reading. And when I tell people like this, that they should be reading every single day, like making this a daily habit, a lot of times they're looking for the quick hack. They're like, well, does listening to an audiobook count? And it's like, no, listening to an audiobook doesn't count. The whole point of the reading isn't even about getting the information out of the book. That's a secondary benefit. The first benefit is actually sitting down for half an hour and staring at something that is the most boring interface it could possibly be. Paper with little squiggles of ink. It's the definition of boring, right? The only way that this turns into anything of intrigue and interest is if you consume those little blobs of ink and then in your brain create an image, create a scenario and play it out in your mind movie. It's so much harder. It requires so much more mental energy than just pulling out your hyper-pixelated, glitzy and glamorous high-resolution phone where it does all the work for you and your brain just gets to go into idle mode. Reading is boring. It is hard. And that is why it's so valuable. It's like going to the gym and lifting weights to stress your muscles to the point of them having to get stronger, right? Don't expect it to be easier. Just expect that it's supposed to be hard. And that's the point. That's what you want. You want to seek out the boring, strenuous mental lifting of the act of reading. So that's number one. The second side benefit, right? That's benefit number one. You build this concentration muscle, which will serve you in all areas of life. I promise you. The secondary benefit is that I believe books are the most information dense form of communication out there. So I can make this video and it will take me however long it takes me. It's probably going to be about a 7 to 10 minute video is my guess. I don't know. That's 7, 10 minutes of my life where I'm sharing some things off the top of my head that I've experienced over the years of having read books, right? I'm distilling my lessons in this video to you so that you can take them and you can move them forward. It's very different if I'm sitting here just talking for 7 minutes off the top of my head about this idea versus if I actually sat down and wrote a book on the importance of reading a book, right? If I sat down to write out all my thoughts on this topic, they would be much more well considered, right? I would spend a lot more time with the words because, again, it takes a long time to write a book. And so you want to make it pretty fucking good because it's going to be out there for a while and it takes a lot of time and energy. You might as well put a lot of time and energy into it, right? So what that means is the quality of information you get out of a book is the downstream byproduct of the person, A, having spent an entire lifetime acquiring the knowledge, and then 2, spending a disproportionately large amount of time distilling that information into a form that you can then consume. Imagine I took as much time making this video today as I did writing a 300-page book on the same topic. This video would be like fucking Steven Spielberg quality-esque, right? For me to spend that much time on it, right? It'd be amazing, right? But that's effectively what a book is. Like, a book is about a year to 3 years of an author's life just putting the content into the book, right? Which doesn't even talk about the lifetime of experience that they had to go gather the information. And you get all of that. You get all the benefits of that hard work distilled into something that you can consume in between 6 and 8 hours. That is a very high ROI. It's an incredibly high ROI, which is why I believe it's a shame that reading is falling by the wayside, that people don't have the attention spans for it. But this can be your advantage. This can be your secret weapon. I truly believe reading is my superpower, and it has served me so well in so many different areas of my life. I encourage you to go pick up a damn book every single day, read at least 10 pages. That's 20 minutes of reading. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You can do 20 minutes. Like, try to build up, but at least start there. Do that. And I'm telling you, on a long enough time frame, give it 3 years, every day, 10 pages a day. In 3 years, you are going to be so far ahead of everybody. That is about a book a month at that rate of 10 pages per day. That gives you, over the span of 3 years, about 36 books. Game over, man. Just make sure those 36 books don't suck. So if you want to know which books are worth reading, go check out the other videos on this channel where we've done plenty of those. We've given a lot of recommendations on which books to read. But otherwise, that'll do it for me, guys and gals. I'll see you in the next video.